Hello and welcome to Pow Wow Nation Live. My name is Paul Gatter, and this is the show from PowWows.com where we help you learn, experience, and explore all things with Native culture. Thanks for being here. We do the show every Thursday night at 9 o'clock. I'm so sorry I'm not with you live this week, but I do have a conflict, so I'm recording this ahead of time. But I'll be back live soon. Thank you so much for being here. So look forward to these Thursday nights where I get to talk with you, and I really want to see your comments on this one because we got some things to talk about, and I'd love to hear your feedback and what are your best tips. So while there's some great powwows in January and February, really March and April is when the powwow season really kicks off and gets going, and we've got some really great powwows coming up. We'll talk about some that are coming up this weekend. Next weekend's Denver March, and then we're going to get into April with Gathering of Nations, and then it's just going to start rolling into the summer season. So today I want to talk to you about some of the essential tips to get the most out of this powwow season. Whether you're a seasoned dancer and been on the trail and dancing or singing for years, or if you're new and trying to go to your first powwow, I've got some tips that will help anybody out there really get the most out of this powwow season. I do want to get to a few announcements first. First, we do have a giveaway going on right now to kind of honor the kickoff of what's going on. At the start of the powwow season, we're doing a giveaway. We're working with our friends over at 8th Generation. We'll give away 3 blankets as well as some scarves and jewelry. The box of all the stuff is on the way, and I should have that to do an unboxing next week, so look forward to that soon. But yes, you can win some really great items. PowWows.com/win. That'll get you in. It only takes 1 entry to win. It's just a random pull of a name at the end, and we're drawing for how many prizes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 prizes. So 7 people will be drawn at random, but you can earn extra entries by completing some of the tasks. You'll get on our email list, and we send out bonus codes every day. And so you can get bonus codes that way. And of course, at the end of today's show, I'll give a bonus code for only people watching today. So stay tuned to the end and get your bonus code. All right, let's talk about some powwows that are coming up. This weekend, over in British Columbia, 3rd annual powwow is going on up there. So check that one out. All of this available, of course, over on our Pow Wow calendar, PowWows.com/calendar. Over in Ogden, Utah, 45th annual powwow. That's been going on a long time. They got some good stuff going on out there. Free to the public. You can see here some of the head staff. So check it out if you are out in the Southwest. Over in San Diego, California, they've got a youth powwow going on this weekend. So check that out. That was going to be really cool to see. Featuring some of the youth there at the school and around the area. Over in Lakewood, Colorado, they're going to have a round dance this weekend. That should be really good. Definitely want to go check that out. Look at some of the singers coming. Wayne Silas, Bear's Tail. Who else we got here? Nelson Baker, Elias or Many Horses. Yeah, there's going to be some really good singers out there. So don't miss that if you want to do some round dancing. And then, of course, like I mentioned, Denver March powwows coming up March 21st to the 23rd. Of course, out there in Denver, Colorado. One of the biggest powwows of the season and the unofficial start for the powwow season. So go check that out there if you are in that area. This will be a great one to visit. All right, now let's get into some of these essential tips to get the most out of your powwow season. Tip number 1, plan early. We've got great resources over on our calendar, PowWows.com/calendar. So you can do that, or you can even join our email list, PowWows.com/powwows near me, and I will send you powwows, updated powwows to their calendar. I send it out like in the email every week, what's going on the next couple of weekends, and then twice a month I send out for the update for the next 3 months, as well as we have an ebook that has the whole entire calendar in it for the whole year, and we update that once a month. So there's lots of ways for you to find out what's going on and plan early. And I say plan early because there's a couple of things you need to know about. One, powwows like Denver March or Gathering of Nations, they do sell tickets in advance, and you're going to want to purchase those ahead of time. Some of these powwows are big. Ticket sales could sell out, especially if you, like a gathering, they have some VIP seating and some like weekend passes. Some of those will sell out, and you don't want to be stuck in line waiting to buy a day pass or things like that. So you want to make sure you plan ahead and get your information and kind of plan everything out early. Also, hotel rooms for some of these bigger powwows will fill up, especially the ones where they have deals because they're host hotels and kind of offering a block of rooms for powwow people. So make sure you do that. About first couple of years I went to gathering, I ran into that and didn't get a hotel room close by, or didn't get one that was a deal, and had to pay more than I wanted. And so I started booking hotel room. Like as soon as gathering was over, I would book for the next year and book it a year out. So make sure you do all that, and then also plan for things like if you're going to drive, you make sure what the parking situation is, and if you're going to need to shuttle in, you may want to plan a little bit ahead so you don't. If you're having to take a shuttle at some of these powwows, like a Morongo, where you may be staying at the hotel and then shuttling over, they do have parking at the power ground, but there's different options there. So make sure you plan all of that out so that you don't miss a grand entry or something else that you want to see. Tip number 2, of course, is to just do a little bit of reading, especially if you're new. Do a little bit of reading on some of the etiquette. You can Google etiquette on PowWows.com, or you can, there's other websites out there that list the do's and don'ts and what to expect at your first powwow. We do have an email all about that. Here's an email list that you can get onto. It's like an email course that we have. It's free. PowWows.com/powwow101, and I'll tell you all the common questions and what to expect at your first powwow. There's tons of other information. I've recorded some other videos of kind of that, but just go over that stuff so that you kind of know what you're getting into, know what you need to bring, what you shouldn't bring, how to act, and just general what to expect. So that's tip number 2. Just do a little bit of research ahead of time and know some of the etiquette. Number 3 is so important, and that is bring some cash. Yes, we all are in a digital age now, and there's Venmo and there's Cash App and there's credit card machines and all of that, but bring some cash. One, you don't know if all of the vendors are going to have the ability to accept Venmo or whatever. There's still some, last powwow I was at Catawba, there were still some vendors that had a sign up that said cash only. Also, at some of these bigger events, Venmo and these other apps will sometimes crash because the Wi-Fi gets overloaded, or even the cellular network gets overloaded, and they can't always process things quickly. But also, you want to have some cash for things like the raffles that may be going on. People walking around just selling, maybe a drum selling some of their music, or somebody selling earrings that's just walking through. They're going to want cash most of the time. And then also, at almost every powwow, they're going to do a blanket dance to support some of the drums and the singers. They may have a blanket dance to help somebody who had some hardship that weekend. So make sure you have a little bit of cash so that you can contribute and put your money down on those blanket dances. That's really important to help out, especially the singers, and give them a little bit extra boost, a little bit extra gas money. So cash is very important. Tip number 4 is try some new things, especially in the food area. I know we all have our favorites, right? And I know, like at Gathering, there is well, they weren't there last year, but there was a burger place. Now I can't remember the name, but I would go there and at least once a day get one of those burgers because I knew it was good. I knew it was, I liked it, and they were quick. But this is an opportunity to try something different. Where again, if you've been powwowing for years, I encourage you, go see some of the different food vendors and try something different. Don't just get the traditional Indian taco. Yes, you'll see those at every powwow, but go and find something that's a little bit different. Catawba, there was some people there. I'm not sure where they were from. I think they were from North Carolina, and they had some really interesting dishes. It was just like different takes on some Southern food. So they had fried wraps of collard greens, which was actually really good. And they did the same. It was like basically like an egg roll, but with collard greens in it. They also had one that was sweet potato filling. Oh man, that sweet potato was so good. Totally different, not something I'd seen before. Almost like some of this crazy fair food you see, but go and find that. There probably going to be some more authentic native dishes, especially from some of the cultures in the area that you're at. So, out in Gathering Nations, for example, again, we talked about them. You're going to see a lot of the chilies and some of that Southwest flavor out there. So go try some of that. They have hamburgers out there where you can get it with the chilies on the burger. Try something different. It's a great time to experience culture, not just by seeing it at the powwow, but tasting it as well. So don't forget to try some different foods. And pro tip here, as far as the food goes, the bigger powwows, the food lines are going to get crazy. I know there's a couple of vendors that do a really good job of having like a separate line for powwow dancers, which I think is really, really awesome to get them in and out so they don't miss contests. But plan to eat at off times. Same thing I tell people if they're planning a trip to a theme park. Don't eat lunch. Don't plan to eat lunch at 12 to 1 because everybody's going to be there at that time. try to go maybe at 11, or maybe wait till 2 or 2:30. Wait till some of these off times. The food's going to be probably a little fresher, and there's going to be less line, and it's going to be a much better experience. Tip number 5: if you are planning to go to a powwow in your area, or if you're traveling a little bit to a powwow, make sure you look at our calendar and look at other resources online and see if there are any powwows before or after. For example, out in California, there are some people will even refer to it as the California Circuit. There are several powwows in the late summer, early fall, all right there in a row. And so if you're gonna fly out to California to go to Morongo, for example, maybe you want to stay an extra couple of days and hit another powwow before or after. So just look, and there might be something else you can go to in conjunction with that. In addition to that, if you're heading to a powwow, and especially if you're traveling a long distance, don't just look for powwows. Look and see what other kind of attractions, museums, or what other ways you can experience Native culture. That's our whole point of explorenative.travel, is to encourage you when you're taking a road trip, when you're going on a travel, even if you're going for a family vacation, look around that area. Do a quick Google search, or even ask ChatGPT to tell you what's around that area. You'll never know what you might find, and there might be a really, really cool thing that you didn't know about had you not asked. So use that opportunity to see what other things you can find and learn about. All right, another tip for the new folks: when you go to powwows, there may be some times where you can participate. Some of the bigger powwows, again, like Gathering Denver, some of the ones that are contests and they're trying to get everything in, may have less opportunity, but you still may see it. So listen for those times, and I encourage you to participate if they make an announcement and encourage people to do so. So listen for times when they have intertribals and they ask everybody to participate. If you're a veteran, there may be times where they ask all the veterans to come and dance a veteran song or another special recognition. Some powwows will even do some round dances or friendship type dances. And they're asking for the spectators to come and join. So listen for those opportunities. It's a really, really cool way to get out there and do a little participation and see, get a little up close to some of the singers and drums, hear that, not from the stands, but right there close up to it. So yeah, listen for those opportunities, and I encourage you, try it out. It's really, really fun. And to go along with that, while you're at these powwows, don't, not overbearing, and be cordial and respectful, but I encourage you to talk to people. When you go to the vendor and you're looking at all of the things they have, ask them where they're from, ask them how long they've been doing it. Some of these guys have some incredible stories and have been powwow vending for 20 years, 50 years. These folks are really interesting. Some have some great stories. They're really interesting, very cordial, and they're going to want to talk to you. So just ask a question, engage with them. Same thing is if you see, if you have an opportunity to speak to a singer or a dancer, again, be respectful of their time and everything. Don't interrupt them or walk up to them when they're doing something else. But strike up a conversation. Again, they're people, right? So one of the things I love about going to different places is talking to the people there, whether it's locals at a restaurant or whatever. It's hearing the local stories and the local flavors, whatever, that'll really get you more information and get you to feel being a part of that event even more. So encourage you, talk to people and stay connected. All right, next tip, and that is make sure you bring the right gear. If you can, again, plan ahead and look and see if maybe you need to bring a chair, or maybe they're encouraging you to bring some snacks or food because maybe they're not going to have enough food vendors. You may be outside, so maybe you want to bring some rain gear or sunscreen, a hat, things like that. Just do a little research and make sure you bring the right things. Over on PowWows.com, we do have a packing list that gives you some suggestions of what to pack. I also have some of my favorite powwow and travel essentials over here on PowWows.com/PawsPick. You can check out that, see some of the things that I recommend you take with you. That's a good resource, and it does, if you click on those, it does help support PowWows.com because it's an Amazon associate affiliate kind of setup. So you can go see that. But yeah, make sure whether or not you need to bring a chair or things like that, refillable water bottle, just think about that and check the weather before you go, because that can change what you need to bring. last tip, and that is make sure you take a moment to capture what you're doing. We all have really great cameras in our pockets now. So take some videos, take some photos when it's okay. Make sure you listen to the MC and know when it's appropriate. But capture some videos. I also encourage you, if you're completely new to this, or if you've been around a long time too, keep a journal or keep some notes on your phone, like who you talk to, like if you go to a powwow and they have some specialty dances, or they're doing a special presentation, or something different that's not, that's something you see all the time. Write that down. It was really cool this past year at Gathering and at Manitowoc. There were some indigenous people from Australia and New Zealand that performed, and so that was one of the things I wrote down, is like who they were, because the name was complicated, not words I'm used to saying. I probably still can't pronounce it, but I wrote that down, and so that I would remember and be able to tell you guys later. So yeah, keep track of that. Take some photos, but then also the second part of that tip is during grand entries, during some of these really highly competitive categories, take your phone and that great camera you have in your pocket and put it away and enjoy the moment. I encourage, I'm always telling people this, whether you're going on a cruise or going to a theme park, or going to see Niagara Falls for the first time. Yes, document it. Make sure you take some photos and video for your memories, but then make sure you put it down and don't live your powwow life or your vacation life behind that screen. Experience it the way it's meant to be. So make sure you take a moment, put it down. If you're there with friends or family, share that moment with them and be present. So that's really important. Well, I hope these tips will help you get the most out of this powwow season. There's so many great powwows coming up. We're adding more and more to the powwow to the calendar all the time. So make sure you go see that. PowWows.com/powwows near me will get you there. Thanks so much for being here. I so appreciate it. If you are, a couple things. Yeah, if you are interested, don't forget to check out our contest, PowWows.com/win. I still got the bonus code, I promised you. That's coming. If you are interested in supporting PowWows.com, I really appreciate your help. The number one way you can do that is to like, follow, comment, share all of our content. That really helps, one, get the word out to more people, but also tells these social networks that you like our content and to show it to more people. We do have a Patreon over at PowWowNation.com, and you can become part of that community and help contribute and help support PowWows.com that way. Like I said before, our newsletter, PowWows.com/PowWows near me, that is really the heart of our community. That is where I do most of the communications and put all the information out there and tell some personal stories and things that are going on too. So subscribe to our newsletter. And if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, if I can help you in any way, I do offer some business coaching over at PowGator.com. Okay, ready for your bonus code? Today's bonus code is 1437007. Enter that over at PowWows.com/win, and you get extra entries just for watching today's show. That bonus code is only available here, will not be posted anywhere else. So you got a little extra just for being here. Again, thank you. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate you and your attention. Listen to that. Please post in the comments or shoot me an email, paul@powwows.com. I'd love to hear what your tips are for getting the most out of this powwow season. It's going to be a really great one. I've already been over to the Catawba powwow. It was super fun. It was so great to see them back after so many years of not being able to have their powwow. They're back in a big way and put on a great powwow. I'm heading, my next powwow will be Gathering in just a few weeks. And we got a live stream coming up next weekend. So lots more happening here on PowWows.com. But thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Spend some time with the family, and I'll see you back here next week.